Hello, I'm Shanti Mai. Have you ever noticed that some problems are impossible to solve? One of the reasons that most people don't tend to think about is that sometimes we've mislabeled or improperly framed our problem. This is a nice example of that. Years ago, I was doing short 15-minute sessions at a farmer's market. And a young woman came up and said that she was flying to France and was very, very afraid of flying and wondering if she should sell her ticket because she wasn't sure she could go through with the trip. Well, when I scanned her, which I always do, what I felt was anything but that. I could find no energy in her assumption or assertion that she was very, very afraid of flying. It fell flat. And then I knew I needed to ask her, why are you flying to France? And as soon as I asked that, she shrugged and said, well, there's this guy and we've dated a few times. And I said, whoa, please stop. Because it was very clear to me then that she was not afraid of flying, but she was afraid of this relationship with this guy. And when I suggested that, she tried to take it in, but it really was messing with her idea of the problem. And she frowned, and it wasn't too long before she covered her mouth and her eyes got very, very wide. And she said, oh my God, oh my God. And you could just see everything rearranging in her mind. And then she conceded that yes, she was afraid of the relationship. And we processed that for a bit, after which time I said, how do you feel about flying? And she said, like you would assume at this point in the story, I'm not afraid of flying. So if we've mislabeled the problem, we'll never solve it. She could not solve the fear of flying because that was not a problem. Even if she had been given anti-anxiety medication by a doctor before the flight, she still would have been very, very unsure that she wanted to do it. When she knew what the problem was, I'm very afraid of this relationship. I'm afraid it could be the one, is where it went to. And she felt she maybe wasn't wise enough, mature enough, for the relationship of her life. What this brings up is that often our unconscious fears will be given an out by something in our life. And sometimes it's something very, very painful. You might create a car accident to stop you in your tracks. You might create pains. There's so many things. So it's very, very, very important, as you can see from this story, to get the issue correctly. Once you've been working with yourself on this type of truth-telling, it gets easier and easier, because then you can feel whether something has energy, as I like to call it, or not. And when it doesn't, you'll be able to move on. Another example of that was a woman who thought that she had an issue with her partner. And that's not what I sensed. What I sensed was that if her partner had never been born, she'd still have the problem exactly the way she did now. And she also, when I brought this up, could see it. She could see that it predated that. There was something a couple years prior. that he was just mirroring back for her some unfinished business. So she could have fixed him all she wanted, to the point of destroying the relationship, in all probability, and still had the problem, the very same problem that she wasn't solving when she thought she was solving her problem. That's it for now. If you like this short video, please hit the like button, and there will be more to come. If you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. Till next time, I'm Shanti Mai.